Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. One of the most frequently asked questions I get on this channel is how long I go in between washes. So how many times a week I wash my hair. And the answer to that question is usually 1 to 2 times a week. When I answer with that, a lot of people ask me how I keep my hair looking fresh for that long and how I keep it from getting oily. And honestly, you guys, this is my hair right now. It's on 5th day. It's definitely getting oily. I do have some dry shampoo in it. Today, I'm actually going to be talking to you guys all about what you need to know about dry shampoo. And I'm going to actually be showing you 3 dry shampoos that I really like that have really worked well for me. They're all a little bit different, but I'm going to tell you guys kind of what's different about them and all of that in the video. So as always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe down below. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I'm over there a lot more often, so that will be down in the description box as well. And let's just get into the video. So I do have notes, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. Okay, so obviously the main function of dry shampoo is exactly what it sounds. It's to help your hair to look clean and smell clean in between washes without having to wet your hair, so hence the dry shampoo name. It's great for adding volume, for making your hair smell good, and obviously for making it look less greasy and for absorbing any oil that's building up on your scalp in between washes. And that's why I really recommend using it, especially if you're trying to train your hair to go longer in between washes. So if you're the kind of person who washes their hair every day, it can really help to slowly start spreading out time between washes, maybe going every other day for a week or so, and then every 3 days for a week or so, and so on and so forth, until you get to a long enough span of time that you're comfortable with and that makes your hair feel and look its best. I like to do, like I said earlier, 1 to 2 times a week. That's just kind of how I like to do it. I mean, it depends on how often I'm working out that week, what the weather's like. When it's really hot and humid in the summer, I tend to go more to 2 times a week, sometimes 3, but that all depends on like my schedule, when I'm going out. So dry shampoo can really help me to push it that last day. One thing I do want to note about dry shampoo though is that it can really build up on the scalp and cause a lot of dryness, especially if it's in an aerosol can, which I'll be getting into in a little bit why that is. But you really need to make sure that you're not using dry shampoo every single day. If you're one of those people that washes their hair and then the next day they use dry shampoo, you might want to think about switching to an all powder dry shampoo, which again I'll be talking to in a little bit. But it's really important to try to use dry shampoos as little as possible. So the rule I like to go by is I usually only use dry shampoo on the last day or 2 before washing. So like I said, I'm on 5th day hair today. Tomorrow morning I have work right in the morning, so I'm gonna just throw it in a braid and head to work. But by tomorrow evening it's gonna be really gross after working out, so I'm most likely gonna be washing it tomorrow. I put dry shampoo in it earlier today, but if I wasn't working out tomorrow night, I would have waited until tomorrow to put the dry shampoo in and wash on Saturday, if that makes sense. So usually the last day or 2, I really don't like to have dry shampoo sitting on my scalp for more than 2 days. And if it is going to be more than that, I will use a powder dry shampoo. If you are someone who likes to use dry shampoo a lot, make sure that you're regularly clarifying your scalp. So obviously, depending on how often you wash your hair, if you wash your hair only once or twice a week, you don't need to be clarifying every wash, but maybe once a month or twice a month, depending on how often you are using dry shampoo, you might want to go in with an exfoliating shampoo or doing some sort of exfoliating treatment beforehand. I have a whole video on scalp exfoliation, which I'll have up in the cards for you, but it's really important to clear your scalp up because you don't want your pores getting clogged. If you have your pores and hair follicles clogged up on your scalp, it can cause hair loss, it can really slow down the rate of growth, and it can just leave you with dandruff and having like an itchy, irritated scalp, and you don't want that. Your scalp is just like your skin. You don't want to leave makeup on your face without washing it off, so you also don't want to have product build up on your scalp for too long without washing it either. The first dry shampoo I'm going to talk to you guys about is probably the most common one, and it's definitely the most easy to use, and it is an aerosol or spray dry shampoo. This one is the Batiste dry shampoo. I have the coconut and exotic tropical scent. Batiste is probably one of the most popular dry shampoos out there. You guys have probably all heard of it before. I got this one at Winners for $12.99. This is available at pretty much every single drugstore, and I think it's very affordable and very accessible. Another thing I really like about this dry shampoo is that it's vegan and that it's not tested on animals. So if you're looking for a cruelty-free vegan drugstore alternative, this is a great one. As far as I know, they're cruelty-free. If you guys know different, or if they're no longer cruelty-free or anything, please let me know down below. It's just really easy to use. It's literally just a spray, so you shake it up and you just spray it. You want to spray it a little bit away from your roots, and I usually just separate my hair into sections, and I like to focus all dry shampoos just around this area and under here where my hair is going to be showing. I really don't mess with the back or underneath a lot because no one's going to see it anyway. One thing to note is this is the one with the white cast. So if you are brunette like me or have any kind of darker hair, a white cast will kind of show on your roots when you first apply this. So it's really important to remember to rub it in. I've tried their tinted one for brunettes before and I really didn't like it because the tint transferred a lot. Even if I only used a little bit throughout the entire day, when I'd be like running my fingers through my hair or like touching it, my hands would have this like tint on me. Like it almost just looked like my nails were dirty, like I didn't wash my hands or something, and that really drove me crazy because I would like, I don't know, I just felt like my scalp looked dirty. I felt like my hands were dirty all day and I just really hated that. So when it comes to the Batiste dry shampoos, I like to stick to just the original white cast. One thing to note about these aerosol dry shampoos is that they are the most drying of the dry shampoo options. If you read the ingredients on the back of most spray dry shampoos or even hairsprays, there's an ingredient called denatured alcohol. So denatured alcohol is a really drying alcohol and it's found in a lot of hair products, like I said before, such as dry shampoos, mousse, hairspray, all of those things. I have an entire video on alcohols and which ones are really bad for their hair and which ones aren't so bad, so I will have that up in the cards for you guys, but denatured alcohol is definitely one of the bad ones. Denatured alcohol sucks because it's very drying to the hair, and if you're using a spray dry shampoo like this one over time a lot, it can actually cause a lot of frizz and dryness and brittle hair at the top of your head. So if you're someone who likes to use dry shampoo a lot, like if you only wash your hair once or twice a week but you use dry shampoo a lot throughout the week, or even just for volume when you're trying to style your hair, I would avoid using this one, especially if you're like spraying it throughout your hair. I know so many people do that to give their braids like a thicker look or give their curls more volume, but it can be so drying. So I would definitely go to a powder dry shampoo instead. I like spray dry shampoos because they're really simple to use. You can use them in a rush. You really just spray it in and you can go. But as I said, the drying of the denatured alcohol and the other ingredients as well as the aerosol kind of turn me off of them, so I try to avoid using them, but I keep this just in case of emergencies. The next dry shampoo I'm going to talk to you guys about is the Kaya Naturals the Takasumi Detox Overnight Dry Shampoo. Kaya Naturals was kind enough to send me this dry shampoo to try out. I'm not sponsored by them, and they also gave me a discount code, so I'll have that linked down in the description box if you guys want to use it for 15% off. But this is one of the most like innovative dry shampoos I've tried in a long time because of the overnight concept. So basically the way this works is you want to spray it in at least 4 hours before you need your hair to look its best. You can use this as like a spray and go kind of dry shampoo, but it does the best when it's like overnight or before you go work out. So I like to use this at nighttime. If I know that tomorrow I'm going to be on day 5 or 6 hair, I will just spray it on my roots wherever I need it. What's really interesting is that it's a powder, so it comes out in spray form. I'll see if I can show you. Comes out in spray form, but it is a powder, so you're not having to deal with any of the drying effects of any alcohols, and their ingredients are 100% natural and there's no aerosol gases, so I really enjoy that. And they're also cruelty free. So this is tinted for brunettes and the tint doesn't transfer. That was one of the things I was really concerned about because like I said earlier, with the Batiste tinted one, it transferred, and I've tried other powder dry shampoos in the past that have transferred a lot as well, and this one doesn't. Once it's in my hair, I can run my fingers through it and stuff and it doesn't like stick to my fingers, and I think a lot of that is because of the overnight process. So it gives it a lot of time to soak into your hair, soak up all the oils, and by the morning when you brush it through, it's almost like there's nothing in your hair. I really have no feelings of buildup or anything like that. 2 ingredients that I really want to mention from this is that it has activated charcoal and arrowroot powder. Those are both really great for absorbing excess oil and for deodorizing, so this will help to keep your hair from smelling like oily or dirty, and it does add a lot of volume because it's powder as well. But I think this is just a really cool concept, the overnight thing, and the application I really like because I don't have to like pour it on my head. And it just gives me a little bit more control over like how much I'm applying. I will have the links to all the products I'm mentioning down below in the description as well. Okay, and the last dry shampoo I want to talk about, I recently posted about on my Instagram. They also sent this to me and I've been using it for about a week or 2 now, and I really do enjoy it. So this is the Briogeo Ginseng and Biotin Volumizing Root Powder, and it's pretty much the same kind of consistency as this one, but this one is just a white powder and it comes out, it's almost like baby powder the way it comes out. So you just sprinkle a little bit of it onto your roots, and this is a dry shampoo, but this one gives like crazy volume, you guys. Like, this one is the most voluminous out of the three that I'm showing you. I feel like this one I would use more for like styling purposes. So if I'm going out or if I'm trying to do like a really voluminous bun or a big voluminous braid, this is what I would reach for because it just gives so much volume. It also contains a biotin and ginger root extract. This one doesn't need to settle overnight or anything. You can kind of just sprinkle it on top of your head wherever you need the extra volume, rub it in and go, brush it through. You can also sprinkle this throughout the ends of your hair to add more volume. Like I said earlier, if you're going to do like a braid or a big fluffy ponytail or something, or if you want your curls to look a lot more voluminous. As someone with really long hair, volume is like the one thing I struggle with, so this is a great product for those days when my hair is already looking really oily and I want to do like a nice fluffy braid or something. Overall, I really prefer powder dry shampoos over spray dry shampoos mainly because of the alcohol content. I really don't like spraying, drying things right on my scalp. If you over dry your scalp, you guys, especially with sulfates, or it can obviously cause dryness and itchiness on your scalp. It can make things like dandruff a little bit worse. It can also cause a lot of hair loss if you're constantly over drying your follicles. So regardless of which dry shampoo you choose, make sure that you are clarifying your scalp properly. Make sure that you're spending the extra time in the shower washing your hair. And like I said earlier, try not to use them every single day. I know it can be hard not to when you feel like your hair is really oily, especially when you're in the transition period of washing your hair less and less throughout the week. So I really hope this video was helpful, you guys. I know a lot of you ask which dry shampoos I use and which ones are available at the drugstore, so I hope these options I gave you were helpful and I hope you find one that you really do enjoy. If there are any other dry shampoos that you guys really like, let me know down in the comments below so I can try those out as well. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one. Bye.